Did I just start?
Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Matt, and I will be representing the first affirmative contention. Contention number 1. Syria's possession of chemical weapons is a threat to the United States. Subpoint A. Preventing the use of chemical weapons should be a priority for the United States. Alistair Burt, Parliamentary Under Secretary of State at the UK Foreign and Commonwealth Office, New Scientist, April 13, 2013, Access September 9, 2013. The duty to prevent chemical development for weapons must be enforced in all nations, and states must be prepared to take steps nationally to prevent the misuse of toxic chemicals. As the current situation in Syria demonstrates, the danger posed by these weapons is not an abstract issue. The existence of the country's chemical arsenal is a reminder of the threats we face. Any such use of chemical weapons is abhorrent. Preventing this and holding to account those who use them must remain a priority for the international and scientific communities alike. Subpoint B. The United States cannot allow further torturous killings of innocent lives. Anne-Marie Slaughter, President and CEO, New America Foundation, Director Policy Planning, U.S. State Department, 2009 through 2011. CNN, published September 4, 2013, Access September 8, 2013. We cannot afford to live in a world in which nations can use chemical weapons with impunity. The taboo against chemical weapons is particularly strong, for good reason. Dying by the breath we need to live holds particular terror. The parents of children whose shrouds we see could not prevent them with their own bodies, like human shields from a bullet or a bomb. If Assad can kill his own people, nothing would stop him from killing ours. Subpoint C. An example must be made of Assad to discourage other dictatorial leaders. Chuck Freilich, former Deputy of International Security Advisor in Israel and staff writer, Los Angeles Times, published May 9, 2013, Access September 8, 2013. Nevertheless, even the limited use of chemical weapons violates a fundamental international norm, and an American failure to respond would create another North Korea-like precedent that would be a source of deep encouragement for the Assads around the world. WMDs buy even a heinous regime immunity from international retaliation. Iran is no doubt watching in the wings, deriving its own conclusions regarding what the U.S. defines as unacceptable behavior. The administration hopes that Russia can or will play a positive role leading to a diplomatic resolution are the most likely baseless. Other leaders are arming themselves in fear of Syrian retaliatory attack. They will have no reason to hold back from the misuse of chemical toxins in defense of their own nations. Subpoint D. Other radical nations are armed for war from any posed threat. Julie Pace, White House correspondent, AP Top News Package, August 29, 2013, Access September 6, 2013. The administration is also concerned that if Assad is not punished, dictatorial leaders of other nations in possession of chemical weapons, like North Korea, might see failure to act as a sign that they too could get away with using these weapons. In Israel, a close U.S. ally of the Middle East, the military and citizens were preparing for what officials say are a slim possibility of retaliatory attack by Syria after a U.S. strike. Administration officials have said Assad action posed a direct threat to U.S. national security, providing Obama with potential legal justification for launching a strike without authorization from the United Nations or Congress. Contention 2. Attacking Syria will prevent the use of chemical weapons around the world. Subpoint A. Responding to Assad with an attack can protect the U.S. against chemical weapons. Barack Obama, President of the United States, Washington Post, September 10, 2013, Access, September 11, 2013. Our ideals and principles, as well as our international security, are at stake in Syria, along with their leadership of a world where we seek to ensure the worst weapons will never be used. America is not the world's policeman. Terrible things will happen across the globe, and it is beyond our means to right every wrong. But with modest effort and risk, we can stop children from being gassed to death and thereby make our own children safer in the long run. I believe we should act. The same desire that we have to protect our children is the same desire shared by all the mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters that have lost their family members in this outrageous attack. To stand by idly and ignore the needs of families that would otherwise could not defend themselves is a travesty of the human race. We will clearly deliver a message that the use of chemical weapons is unacceptable. President Barack Obama, remarks by the President addressed in the United Nations of Syria, whitehouse.gov, September 10, 2013, Access September 9, 2013. This is not a world that we should accept. This is what's at stake, and this is why, after careful deliberation, I determined that it is in the national security interests of the United States to respond to Assad's regime's use of chemical weapons through a targeted military strike. The purpose of the strike would be to deter Assad from using chemical weapons, to degrade his regime's ability to use them, and to make clear to the world that we will not tolerate their use. Subpoint C. A targeted strike will ensure that Assad loses his ability to launch any further chemical attacks. Barack Obama, President of the United States, Washington Post, September 10, 2013, Access, September 11, 2013. I will not pursue an open-ended action like Iraq or Afghanistan. I will not pursue a prolonged air campaign like Libya or Kosovo. This would be a targeted strike to achieve a clear objective, deterring the use of chemical weapons and degrading Assad's capabilities. Subpoint D, even a limited strike will aim to sufficiently punish Assad. Max Fisher, foreign affairs blogger with a master's degree in security studies from Johns Hopkins University, Washington Post, posted on August 30, 2013, Access September 11, 2013. The Obama administration really wants you to know that when we say it will be a limited strike, it means limited. This makes sense. If the aim is not to shape the course of the war, but just to punish Assad, then there's little incentive to make it a big attack, and it will be very easy for the administration to turn off the cruise missiles whenever it believes Assad has been sufficiently punished. I now stand open for cross-examination.
Okay. So I want to bring your attention to contention 2, subpoint A. You said that we're not the world's policemen, correct?
Correct.
Then why are we going to go into Syria?
Because these are heinous acts and they need to be addressed.
Okay, but you said that horrible things happen all the time, but it's not our responsibility, correct?
But just because horrible things happen, correct.
You
Can't let them keep going though.
Again, you said, let's see. Well, I have a question. Do you know how many chemical weapons there are in Syria?
Not precisely, no.
So if we do a limited strike, that can't be limited if we can't find all the chemical weapons, correct?
It would be limited to targeting chemical weapons.
But we don't know
Not
where they are,
fighting
right?
their civil war. Not at the moment. Not every single one of them, no.
So it wouldn't be a limited strike then, because we'd have to go into deeper and further.
It would be limited in the sense where it's targeted against chemical weapons.
But we don't know where they all are.
Correct.
Okay. Also, you said that it was sufficiently punished Assad, but if we take Assad out, does it mean that better people are going to come in, and wouldn't that hurt Syria anymore?
Just because we have yes, it could potentially, but it could be replaced by someone better.
All right.